T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
of the Tanmalasani, Yafko Holy Baad, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Isang malusog na umaga po sa ating lahat at welcome po sa ating culmination activity ngayong araw with of course our culmination activity 47th Nutrition Month, Malnutrtion, Patuloy na Labanan, first 1,000 days Tutukan. Ako po ang inyong host ngayong umaga, Sahara Ali po, isa sa mga miyembro po ng Regional Nutrition Council ng BARMM, ng, of course, from the Bangsamoro Women Commission. But before we will begin our program, let us acknowledge first our participants from different ministries and offices in BARMM, as well yung ating mga participants from via, of course, via virtual. No? Unahin ko po muna yung mga nandirito ngayon. First, courtesy sa ating head or ang lead agency po ng ating culmination activity or ng celebration po ng 47th National Nutrition Month, headed by our regional coordinator ng NNC BARM, walang iba po kundi ang very active na doktor. Isa sa mga empowered men ng BARM, Dr. Cadil Sinulinding Jr. And of course, we would like also to acknowledge the presence of our Minister of the Ministry of Labor and Employment, Minister, one of the member of the Parliament, BTA member of the Parliament, Minister Romeo K. Sema. And of course, I think kailangan ko ng list, parang may bagong dating, no? Si Sir, katabi ni Doc, no? Hindi ko pa nakukuha yung kanilang names. And of course, we would like also to acknowledge the participants from the Ministry of Basic, Higher and Technical Education, headed by Honorable Minister Mohager Ekbal. At syempre po, ang nakatutok sa nutrisyon, ang HNU unit po ng MBHTE BARM, headed by Ma'am Giselle Ali. And of course, ang ating mga kasamahan from BPA. Ayan, saan po ang BPA? Ayan, nakita ko sa attendance natin. And of course, ang MIPA, headed by Minister Milani Olama. Ayan, T. Olama. And of course, ang Maguindanao Division 2 ng MBHTE, nandyan po sila, very active. Palagi naman silang nandyan pag culmination activity natin ng Nutrition Month. And of course, ang PSA or ang Philippine Statistics Authority, ang kanilang representative, ang kanilang information officer, Ma'am Melanie. And of course, ang Brose Elementary School, nandyan din po. Ang Office of the Deputy Chief Minister, ang office po ng MOST. MOST, Ministry of Science and Technology, headed by MP Aida Silongan. Siya po yung ating kasalukuyang minister, no? Minister Engineer Aida Silongan. And of course, ang MOH headed by Bashari Latif. At syempre nandyan si Ma'am Celia Agaral, no? Active nutritionist po ng MOH Barm. Ma'am, welcome po. And of course, ang FAO-UN, no? Nandyan din po yung kanilang representative, isa sa mga active partners po natin sa NNC, no? And of course, ang TMS-OCM, ito po yung mga nandito physically, no? Ang CCSPC, saan ang CCSPC? Ayan, we would like also to acknowledge the MENRE, headed by Senior Minister Abdul Rauf Makakua. Of course, ang bayo po, ang bayo na palaging nandyan para sa atin, no, headed by OIC Executive Director Andrew Alonto. And we would like to extend our thanks and gratitude sa kanyang mga very active na staff, no, si Sir Zen at syempre si Eds. Thank you so much at hindi nyo kami pinapabayaan pagdating po sa live streaming natin, no. And tayo po ay live sa ating Bangsamoro government Facebook page at syempre po live din po tayo sa NNC Barm, no? Naka-cross post po tayo. And sa lahat ng mga agencies po na miyembro po ng RNC, yung mga TWG, I think pwede niyong ibigay po yung inyong account sa ating technical staff ng bio para po ma-cross post po natin yung ating culmination activity ng 47th Nutrition Month. And now let us proceed sa ating mga participants from via Zoom. So via Zoom po, no, via virtual. And we would like to extend our greetings to them, of course. First, we would like to acknowledge Dr. Azucena M. Dayang Hirang, ang ating Assistant Secretary and Executive Director po ng National Nutrition Council. Hi ma'am, siya po ay nasa Zoom, no? Via virtual, nandito po sila. Ang Office of the Chief Minister, naka-on din po yung kanilang, mamaya maririnig natin, no, ang ating butihing Chief Minister, Ahod B. Ibrahim Alhaj. And of course, we would like to acknowledge also ang ating Senior Minister, Minister Abdul Rauf Makakua, ang ating isa sa very active na empowered woman din ng Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, Minister Attorney Raisa Jajuri of the Ministry of Social Services and Development, BARM, ang ating Parliament Speaker Honorable Attorney Pangalian Ali Balindong ng Bangsamoro Transition Authority, ang ating Minister po ng MILG or the Ministry of Interior Local Government, Attorney Nagib G. Sinarimbo, ang ating Minister ng Ministry of Health, Dr. Bashari A. Latif, nandyan din po siya. And of course, yung IPHO, Maguindanao, LDS, Tawi-Tawi, Basilan, Sulu, at yung mga city health officers po natin, no, ng Lamitan City, Marawi City, and Cotabato City. Nandyan din po sila via virtual. And of course po, yung ating mga kasamahan from MBHT Lanao del Sur Nutrition Unit. Ahlan wa sahlan po. And of course, yung mga kasamahan din po natin from MFBM BARM or Ministry of Budget, Finance and Management. Nandyan si Ma'am Faidza Bangan. Ang mga kasamahan din po natin from the Bangsamoro Treasury Office. Assalamualaikum po. And from the TMS-OCM, ayan, welcome po sa ating culminating activity or culmination program. Ang TMS-OCM, yung planning officer, ang Ministry of Labor and Employment, mayroon din po silang participants, no, for via virtual. Ang Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Agrarian Reform or MAFAR, ang Ministry of ang BPDA, no, Bangsamoro Planning and Development Authority headed by Bangsamoro Director General Engineer Muhajirin Ali. And of course, nandyan din po yung ating from FAO, no, Miss Khan. Medyo hindi ko mabasa yung name, no. From FAO po, UN FAO, nandyan din po via virtual. And si Dr. Martin Pareño, tama ba? Ang Program Policy Officer ng World Food Program. Ang NNC Region 5, nandyan din po si Ma'am Arlene Riario. Ang RBOI po ay nag-merge po ito, no, sa MTIT, ang investment. MTIT is Ministry of Tourism, Investment, and Industry. And of course, yung kanina, no, yung kasama ni Sir, nandyan po sa harap natin, si Dr. Abdila Latif, Chief of Medical Professional Staff, Office of Minister of Health. Sir, welcome po. And of course, si Mr. Toto Agalat ng MAFAR. Alhamdulillah. And we would like also to acknowledge the Deputy Minister Attorney Haron Miling from the Ministry of Basic, Higher and Technical Education. Assalamualaikum, sir. And again, yung mga kasamahan pa natin dyan sa labas na hindi pa po pumapasok, pwede na po kayong pumasok at kindly occupy po yung ating mga vacant seats, no? And of course, palagi po natin inaobserbahan yung ating social distancing, no? Alhamdulillah. At yung ating face mask, panatilihin pong isuot. Okay, I think may signal na tayo ay mag-uumpisa na ng ating formal program. Again, A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. And I think nakikita ko, ngayon ko lang nakita si Ma'am, nasa harap ko, ang minister po ng MOST BAR, ang Ministry of Science and Technology, our very active woman ng BARMM, Engineer Aida Silongan, ang minister po ng MOST BAR. Ma'am, assalamualaikum. Ayan. So let's begin our formal program. May we call on, ayan, audio din ang ating invocation ngayon, no? So now let's start with an invocation to be followed by the singing of national anthem and BARM hymn. And we are requesting everyone to please rise. No?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw
Bangsamoro, Bangsamoro, lagi kang mamahalin. Walang pipigil sa damdamin, mga pangako'y tutuparin. Habang buhay kami sa'yo'y magbabantay, mananatili sa puso't isipan. Ang kahapong humimlay na nagbuwis ng buhay, nasa piling na ng may kapal. Bangsamoro'y tagumpay, bunga ng pawis, sugo at buhay. Kapayapaan, katarungan, ay ating nang nakamtan. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, pagpalain Bangsamoro.
Thank you very much. Pwede na po tayong umupo. And we would like also to acknowledge the MOTC BARM, ang kanilang representative, Ma'am Awal Digorongan, no, via virtual. And of course, sa lahat po ng kakarating lamang po, welcome po sa ating culmination activity ng ating 47th National Nutrition Month. At again, yung lahat pa po ng mga hindi nabanggit na pangalan, hindi ko na po isa-isahin. No? You are all welcome po sa ating culmination activity for the National Nutrition Month. And now let's proceed to begin with. Let us call the Deputy Minister of the MBHT BARMM, Attorney Haron Milling, for the welcome message.
Maraming salamat, Madam Master of Ceremonies. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahi wa bihi nasta'in wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajmain. Amma ba'du, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ako po ay nagbibigay galang, nagpupugay sa ating magiting at pinakamamahal na Chief Minister ng Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, Ahod Al-Hajj Murad Ibrahim. Ang ating mga importanteng bisita, si Dr. Susena Dayan Hirang, siyang Assistant Secretary of Health and Executive Director of the National Nutrition Council. Sa ating Senior Minister, the Honorable Abdurrauf Makakwa, Chief of the Office of the Chief Minister, and the same time Minister ng Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources, and Energy of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Sa ating isa pang aktibo, napakabibong manggagamot, Dr. Kadil Jojo Sinulinding Jr., ang siyang Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator ng BARM. Parliament Speaker, Honorable Attorney Pangalian Ali Balindong, Minister Attorney Nagib Sinarimbo, Minister Dr. Asari Latif, Minister Muhammad H. Yaqub, Minister Attorney Raisa Jadzuri, Minister Romeo Quesema, Bangsamoro Director General Engineer Mohajirin Ali, Minister Abu Amri Tadik, Miss Kathy Taninen, FAO representative in the Philippines, Mr. Andrew Morris, Chief of the UNICEF Mindanao Field Office, Dr. Martin Pareño, Program Policy Officer of the World Food Program. Ating isa pang Minister, Engineer Aida M. Silungan, at sa lahat pa ng mga panauhin sa napakahalagang okasyon ng 47 Nutrition Month Culmination Activity. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Again, on behalf of the Ministry of Basic, Higher and Technical Education, I want to welcome you all to the culmination activity of the 47 Nutrition Month celebration with the theme Malnutrtion, Patuloy na Labanan, First 1,000 Days Tutukan. Nutrition is a vital component throughout a person's entire lifespan. Balanced nutrition is critical for endurance, physical growth, cognitive development, and productivity. Malnutrition, therefore, is the dominant issue challenging the academic achievement of learners since it affects the ability of children to learn and negatively impacts their behavior and performance in school. Due to the direct connection between students' performance and their health, the Ministry of Basic, Higher and Technical Education fully supports the commemoration of the Nutrition Month celebration in the Bangsamoro region. For this month, we recognize the significance of health and nutrition in the overall development of our learners. Physical education is one of the key areas we want to improve in the Bangsamoro educational system. Chapter 2, Section 8 on the Declaration of Policies of the Bangsamoro Education Code, on which the Honorable Parliament of the Bangsamoro had just approved a couple of months ago, provides that the Bangsamoro government shall develop and maintain an integrated and comprehensive physical education and education program and develop healthy, disciplined, innovative, and productive individuals and promote sportsmanship, cooperation, and teamwork. Moreover, the Education Code emphasized the significance of providing a healthy atmosphere conducive to effective teaching and learning. Every child in the Bangsamoro has the potential to excel in their academic performance. Encouraging good health will help our children and the youth develop their cognitive abilities, mental concentration, and physical development. Moreover, improving our children's health status can significantly improve their productivity as they grow older. Hence, if we envision a prosperous and peaceful Bangsamoro region, we must invest in the health and overall development of our children and our future generations to come. I encourage the Bangsamoro to observe a healthier lifestyle and continue nutritious and halal food that ensures good physical and mental health. We are also encouraging healthy eating and better life choices due to the threat of the COVID-19 pandemic. Unfortunately, COVID-19 has not only affected our livelihood, but the virus has also affected our physical, mental, and social well-being. Hence, we should establish healthy habits to strengthen our immune system and mitigate the effect of the pandemic. Quality education and good health go hand in hand in increasing our children's school performance and giving them a better start in life. Unfortunately, unfortunately, children are exposed to malnutrition and numerous health risks that can make them vulnerable. Therefore, the Ministry of Basic, Higher and Technical Education and the Bangsamoro education community must promote healthy behaviors and eradicate malnutrition. By prioritizing health and nutrition among students, we are also making a lasting impact on the well-being of their families and the rest of society. Once again, thank you for joining us in this important event. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Maraming salamat, Deputy Minister Attorney Haron Miling. And now let's proceed before we will hear the inspirational message of our Executive Director of the National Nutrition Council. Let's watch the video presentation of the RNC in action. Okay, maraming salamat RNC family at nakita naman natin no yung advocacy ay talagang yung joint effort ng BIRMM ay malakas no at ilan lang yung mga nakita natin na mga documentations doon sa mga ginawa nilang initiatives. Those are some no Doc Sinolinding, 'di ba? Tama po ako. And si Doc Sinolinding naman is very open hand for help no na talagang yung advocacy for nutrition ay lagi siyang nandiyan para sa atin. So before we will hear the inspirational message of Dr. Dayang Hirang, let us first acknowledge the Chief UNICEF Mindanao Field Office, Mr. Andrew Morris. Diyan po siya no via Zoom, and of course yung ating mga kasamahan from FAO UN, Ma'am Maria Pastores rather. And of course si Dr. Madonna Anisieza. Ayan, present din po siya. And of course the MOTC BARM, no? Present po sila headed by of course ang ating active din na isa sa mga empowered women, Minister Dixon Hermoso. And now let's proceed to the inspirational message of the Assistant Secretary of Health and Executive Director of the National Nutrition Council, Dr. Azucena M. Dayanghirang, MCH CESOL 4. Let's hear her message. Ayan, sa mga kasamahan natin na kararating lang po, welcome po sa ating 47th National Nutrition Month Culmination activity. Ayan, tayo po ay live na napapanood. Ayan, okay na? Okay. So now let's hear again the inspirational message of our Executive Director, Dr. Azucena M. Dayanghirang.
BARM Chief Minister Honorable Ahod Balawag Ibrahim, Minister Honorable Mohagir M. Iqbal of the Ministry of Basic, Higher and Technical Education, Senior Minister Honorable Abdul Rauf A. Makakua, Office of the Chief Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources, and Energy, and Chairperson of the Regional Nutrition Committee, members of the Regional Nutrition Committee, Nutrition Program Coordinator Dr. Kadil Jojo Sunilinding, ladies and gentlemen, friends, Assalamu alaikum. Maayong buntag sa atong tanan and a meaningful Nutrition Month to all. In closing the 47th Nutrition Month, I take this opportunity to thank our partners for your support in making the campaign successful, especially in BARM. The COVID-19 pandemic did not discourage your participation in the various activities. In fact, the grand winner of the Nutrition Month Facebook photo contest came from BARM, Panglak, Maguindanao to be exact. The photo shows how our health and nutrition workers continue to provide nutrition and health services even to those hard-to-reach areas. And we are happy that we had an opportunity for NNC to recognize their contribution. The Nutrition Month campaign called on everyone to work together to end all forms of malnutrition and to support the scaling up of critical actions in the first 1,000 days of life, guided by the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition as the country's framework for nutrition action. We pursued relentlessly to educate, encourage, engage more Filipinos, not only to create greater awareness among Filipinos on the importance of nutrition, but to foster collaboration among various stakeholders and generate more strategic actions through the strengthened implementation of Republic Act No. 11148, or otherwise known as the Kalusugan at Nutrisyon ng Mangnanay Act. We also constantly and consistently reminded everyone of the campaign's key messages through the Abacada messages. A. alagaan ang buntis, breastfeeding kay baby, ka-complementary feeding na sapat at dapat lahat suportado ang PPAN or ang Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition. Together, we reach out to our priority audiences composed of pregnant women, families, local chief executives, non-government organizations, civil society, academia, national government agencies, and local government units to convey these priority messages. While July has passed, it should not deter us from continuing with our nutrition advocacy. For nutrition advocates, every month is Nutrition Month, and every day is Nutrition Day. This August, we celebrate the National Breastfeeding Awareness Month with the theme, Sulong-sulong sa pagpapasuso sa first 1,000 days. And if you notice, the theme carries with it the focus on the first 1,000 days. So tuloy pa rin ang laban sa malnutrition. And so, to sustain our advocacy at the PPAN, I call on you to sustain your efforts and pursue the objectives of Nutrition Month as it applies beyond July. Continue to educate, encourage, and engage stakeholders for nutrition. I know that there are many challenges faced by BARM. It is as if we are just starting the nutrition program compared to other local government units in the country. But that should not be an obstacle, and instead let us make it our calling. There are opportunities by which we can jumpstart the nutrition program in BARM. First, we have the implementation of the Mandanas ruling, where it is expected that LGUs will have a bigger share of revenues, and we hope that some of those funds can be channeled for nutrition. Particularly for BARM, we need to set up nutrition offices together with plantilla positions for nutrition action officers and nutritionist dietitians. We need to recruit more barangay nutrition. When we had the National Conference of Barangay Nutrition Scholars before, when each region is called, there would be many cheers. But when ARM was called, there would be no participant. And since we forged the Memorandum of Agreement with ARM in 2012, slowly we are seeing more Barangay Nutrition Scholars in ARM. And I hope and pray that under the MOA with BARM in 2019, we can comply with the law to have at least one Barangay Nutrition Scholar per barangay. Likewise, we also hope that there will be food pledge and NC office in the barn with plantilla positions. Now, aside from having adequate human resources for nutrition, there should also be a strong multi-sectoral coordination structure, and this is done by having a functional nutrition committees, local nutrition committees with a local chief executive as the chair and providing the leadership. The nutrition committee should lead the planning and implementation of local nutrition action plans, and I am happy that the regional nutrition committee is active and very supportive. And now let's give yourselves a round of applause. I would like to share to the RNC that I look forward to the day when BARM will be able to produce winners of nutrition awards, including the Green Banner Award, the Crown Award, and the Nutrition Honor Award. We need to have a vision that this can happen. We have to dream and then put those dreams into reality. Who knows, in the near future, LGUs from other regions will come from BARM to learn about your nutrition program. While many LGUs start with just having Nutrition Month in their annual investment plans, I hope that this will change by next year and that the LGUs in BARM will have substantive nutrition programs that are aligned with the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition, or PPAN. Evidence shows that we need to scale up critical interventions in the first 1,000 days to reach to at least 90% of targets to be able to reduce stunting by as much as 20%. With BARM having the highest rates of child stunting, it becomes critical that LGUs are able to do so. And this is my challenge to all of you. Scale up priority nutrition actions by increasing your targets and by increasing your coverage to at least 90% of pregnant women and children in the first 1,000 days. And you should have adequate human resources to continuously deliver these health and nutrition services. The NNC is here to support you with technical assistance. NPC Dr. Georgia Sunilinding is just a phone call or an email away. Mobilize 2 other partners outside the government to support your nutrition program. We need the support of all other sectors and everyone if we want to make BARM a well-nourished region. And this is our challenge that we hope to see this to happen. Again, thank you for the support during Nutrition Month and for the months to come. Daghang salamat o mabuhay tayong lahat.
Maraming salamat po, Dr. Azucena M. Dayanghirang, Assistant Secretary of Health and the Executive Director of the National Nutrition Council for supporting the nutrition programs here in BARMM. And now let's proceed to the positioning statement of 2021 Nutrition Month. Let us call Dr. Cadil Sinolending M. Jr., the Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator, NNC BARMM.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. My courtesies to our Chief Minister, Ahud Al-Hajj Murad Ibrahim, to our National Nutrition Council Executive Director, Assistant Secretary for Health, Dr. Azucena Dayanghirang, our Senior Minister, Abdurauf Makakua, who is also the Chairman of the Regional Nutrition Committee for the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, Speaker Pangalian Balindong, and the honorable members of the Parliament of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority, Minister Iqbal, represented by my idol Deputy Minister Attorney Meling, Minister Sinarimbo, Minister Jajuri, Minister Engineer Silungan, Minister Muhammad Yaqub, Minister Dr. Bashari Latif, Minister Romeo Sema, Minister Tadik, Minister Edward Guerra, Minister Munoz, Minister Ulama, and my friend Minister Hermoso, ministers and deputy ministers of different ministries, of course, the BPDA Director General Ali, heads of different agencies of the Bangsamoro, our governors, mayors, local chief executives, barangay chairmen who are considered the champions of nutrition in their own territories, members of the Sanggunian, of course, the members of the Regional Nutrition Committee, our health and nutrition workers of the region, most particularly our barangay nutrition scholars, employees, staff, the UNICEF representative, Mr. Morris, the UNFAO, Ms. Taninen, and of course, the World Food Program Representative Dr. Porreño. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, greetings of peace. This culmination doesn't mean we will cease our campaign for better nutrition. Instead, this marks the beginning of our renewed commitment to improve our land and help the children of the Bangsamoro. Malnutrtion, patuloy na labanan, first 1,000 days tutukan. Ibang laban po ito at ang Bangsamoro ay laging handa. The Regional Plan of Action for Nutrition 2020 to 2022 is a document representing the aspirations of the Bangsamoro in terms of nutrition and health. This is consistent to the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition year 2017 to 2022. Our goal is very clear: the reduction of wasting, stunting, and micronutrient deficiencies, and on the other hand, the management of overnutrition to our children. But our runway is becoming shorter each day. Come to think, we only have 17 months to go to implement such a gargantuan task, if not almost impossible, before the end of 2022. Nutrition-specific interventions were implemented. Although affected by many factors, including the pandemic that we are suffering now. To review some, come and look at it. We have IYCF. Yes, we have done that. The integrated management of acute malnutrition, the National Dietary Supplementation Program that we are currently planning and trying to implement. The nutrition in emergencies, we have the tabang and the barm ready. Of course, with the DOH, MSSD, and MILG. The National Nutrition Promotion Program for Behavioral Change. Ginagawa na rin po natin. The food fortification, micronutrient supplementation, the overweight and management ng obesity that's being undertaken by the MOH. Yes, ginagawa na po natin lahat yan. After doing our best in the past 4 years, nasaan na ba tayo ngayon? Kailangan nating alamin our database personal best. Ano po yung nangyari sa atin? I-address natin ang pinakamahihirap na mga balakid, especially in terms of promoting nutrition through education, through encouragement, and through engagement. And lastly, to identify our partners, stakeholders, and the returns of our investment. Let us review the nutrition data reported by DOST FNRI comparing the results of our intervention during the now defunct ARMM from 2013, 2015, and the most recent 2019 already in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. Implementation during those days were so difficult, considering the very unstable peace in order, widespread poverty, inadequate manpower, limited funding, and seemingly ineffective governance, especially in the LGU level. But we persevered. The stunting rate in 2015 was 45.2. and was reduced to 37.8 in 2019 using the data from Maguindanao, Lanao, and Basilan. Hindi po nasali ang Sulu and Tawi-Tawi sa latest survey na ginawa ng DOST. Kung titingnan po natin, the Lanao del Sur alone, sa stunting lang, 49% at bumagsak sa 33.3 in a matter of 4 years. Maguindanao, from 45.6 bumaba to 37.3. And Basilan, from 48.1 bumaba to 38.8. That gives us the average of 37.8 average for the whole region. The very statistically significant 7.4% drop in just 4 days. Palakpakan po natin ang ating mga sarili, lalong-lalo na lahat po ng tumulong sa atin. Our objectives are also very clear. Through education, we emphasize the importance of first 1,000 days of life interventions. We encourage collaboration of stakeholders, including ministries, bureaus, agencies, and lastly, we engage to generate interactions from different players in nutrition, both from private and public sector. As emphasized by Chief Minister Ahud Ibrahim, together, sabi niya, we must end all forms of malnutrition as we focus in the first 1,000 days of life and onwards. Our commitment is also very clear. From pregnant and their babies to families and to our local chief executives and to all. Sa buntis, kumain ng sapat upang wastong timbang ang katapat. Sa pamilya, maging madiskarte sa pagpapakain kay baby. Sa local chief executives, our champions of nutrition, nutrisyon ng aking bayan, aking pananagutan. And to all, sa lahat, dapat tayo po ay makialam at makiisa. Sana all. Remember, abakada during our primary school days. Alam mo, nakakatuwa ito eh. Kasi pwede mong bigkasin, pwede din awitin. Pero dahil po sa commitment ko sa nutrisyon at hindi makalimutan ang abakada ng nutrisyon, aawitin ko sa inyo. Pwede ba? It goes like this. Alagaan ang mga buntis, breastfeeding lamang para kay baby. Complementary feeding na sapat, dapat lahat tayo ay makialam. Ang pagkikialam na yon ay nasasaad po sa ating RPAN or Regional Plan of Action for Nutrition. The first 1,000 days starts from the day of conception, sa ating pagbubuntis, then sa ating panganganak, sa unang 6 na buwan at sa natitirang 18 buwan. At ang mga interventions at this stage may vary. And the interventions during the first 1,000 days para po sa mga nanay, importante po ang prenatal. 4 na prenatal, pagtanggap ng 180 tablets ng iron fortified with folic acid, at saka yung iba't ibang mga nutrients na kailangan sa pagbubuntis. Sa pagpapasuso, no? Sa pagpapasuso, kailangan dyan yung first 6 months, eksklusibo talaga siya. We always refer the first 1,000 days as the window of golden opportunity because we don't want to miss the interventions to assure that our children deserves and will only get the best. For our implementers, the key strategies for our PAN rest on 6 major facets. First is the first 1,000 days. Next slide. The nutrition specific and sensitive programs. The intensified mobilization of LGUs. The reach out of our JIDA and our indigenous peoples and other marginalized sector. Next slide, please. The complementation from all levels of government, and lastly, building a pandemic resilient farm communities. Are we ready for that? The answer is yes. Because during pandemic, as you can see in the slide, the effect of nutrition to our children are very clear. There is an endless complaint for the lack of adequate food in the table, the disruption of services rendered, and the loss of livelihood, and much worse, the absence of physical activity and its health effects. Thereafter, we responded to the lack of preparations and responded well to the call of times. Our LGU acted appropriately because they are also mandated. Iba-iba ang estilo, pero lahat ay para sa mamamayan. Check on the executive orders, the memorandums, and orders from the national government kung bakit po kailangang suportado ang nutrisyon sa ating mga bayan. We also have national laws that supports various nutritional activities to our people. Kaya LGU at mga mamamayan, obligado ka. Obligado po tayong lahat upang tulungan ang pagpapatupad ng mga batas na tumutukoy sa nutrisyon. It is about time that we have to create positions for our municipal nutrition action officers, for our municipal nutritionists in our respective territories. We can replicate these national laws to regional laws that is appropriate for our region. We are appealing strongly to the honorable members of the Parliament of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority. For other stakeholders of nutrition where we can collaborate, we have the Interagency Task Force Against Zero Hunger. Meron din po tayong Pilipinas Kontra Gutom na pinamumunuan ni Secretary Nograles. We also have the Sun Movement and the Sun Philippines, that means scaling up nutrition. The Sun Movement or Scale Up Nutrition is a multi-sectoral approach and collaboration with a single purpose. Bringing the private and public sector to a single focus, health and malnutrition at once, using various strategies. So how can stakeholders support nutrition effectively? For the LGUs, next slide, tangkilikin po ang Regional Plan of Action for Nutrition. Adopt the RPAN Di naman po bawal ang manggaya at mangopya sa panahon ngayon dahil ang ARPAN is for everyone. So pwede nyo pong gamitin yon para sa ating Local Nutrition Action Plan at saka sa ating Local Investment Plan for Nutrition. Pangalawa, dagdagan ang suporta pinansyal sa nutrisyon by increasing our budgetary support and implementation that focuses on the first 1,000 days. The beneficiaries are the pregnant, the lactating mothers, adolescents, and the infants as well. Siguruhin ang pagbibigay ng serbisyo sa first 1,000 days of life. Next, ay pagandahin natin ang access ng mga kababayan natin sa health and nutrition at panghuli ay makipagtulungan. The LGU can only attain this when everybody among its constituents help each other. Hindi niya po kayang si mayor lang. Dapat po lahat ng mamamayan. Sa ating business sector, support and empower our women workers. Create a healthy work environment. Ensure protection, lalong-lalo na sa pagbibigay ng break para sa pagpapasuso at yung mga lactation rooms. Pwede po nating palawigin yung mga maternity leave as embodied in the law ng ating labor. Pwede po nating baguhin ang mga budget at plano para po sa nutrition-related activities at para sa mga gumagawa ng gatas at mga substitute, comply with Executive Order 51, and that supports sa Milk Code of the Philippines. Para sa media, sa mga kaibigan natin at kapatid sa ating media, ibahagi po ang tamang mensahe ng nutrisyon. Palaganapin ang wastong impormasyon at iwasan po natin ang pagkalat ng fake news. It should be factual news. Tulungang palakasin ng mabuti at ang tamang gawain para sa nutrisyon. We can promote good and healthy practices. And lastly, makilahok po tayo sa mga health and nutrition programs sa ating lugar. Napakalaki po ang role ng ating mga kapatid sa media because they have the power to be heard and they have the ability to be replicated and copied as idols of our young generation. For the civil society organizations, please advocate the increased awareness in the first 1,000 days of life. We can empower communities through programs that prevents malnutrition. We can work with the government and the government agencies that strengthens the effort to address malnutrition. And we can widen reach of our nutrition programs with among areas and people with less access to health and to our programs. And please join the Scaling Up Nutrition movement as civil society member of their alliance. Sa academe, I remember kanina may representative tayo from Cotabato State University, the former CCSPC, and the other state universities of our region. Ensure that nutrition is part of the curricula. You may also conduct seminars, webinars, lectures, and other activities on nutrition. You can have extension programs, research, as well as many projects that promotes nutrition. You may also join the Scaling Up Nutrition as member of the Academe Network. For the families and individuals, isa po ito sa pinaka-importante because we are already talking about person and persons within the household. Please practice good nutrition in your family. Eat clean, fresh variety of halal foods, including everything that we eat and we take every day. Pag sinabi po nating halal, it means clean, uncontaminated, pure in its state. Participate in nutrition programs. You may also help others through your ability to communicate and disseminate information that can help promote good practices of nutrition. Maging madiskarte po tayo. Sinasabi nila, dapat BMW. Alam niyo yung BMW? Bangsamoro wise. Kailangang madiskarte tayo, lalong-lalo na sa paghahanap ng pagkain para sa ating pamilya. We have to innovate and think out of the box. And lastly, be self-reliant and resourceful in terms of food security. Huwag po tayong umasa lahat sa gobyerno. Asahan po natin ang ating galing, ang ating talino, at ang ating sipag. Dagdagan ng tiyaga at diskarte. The call to action should be loud and clear for the children of the Bangsamoro and for the future of the land. Let us all work together. Tulungan po natin si Chief Minister Ibrahim at ang kanyang mga cabinet ministers, ang mga kasamahan natin sa buong Bangsamoro region para iwaksi, to eliminate once and for all forms of malnutrition. The challenge is so great, but there is no greater challenge when we start working on it today. Be one of the spoons to advocate good nutrition among Bangsamoros, beginning in the first 1,000 days of life. If you look at the logo of NNC, yung palibot na puti ay mga spoon na nakatabing iyon siya. At sana isa tayo sa mga kutsara na magpapakain sa ating mga kabataan at mga anak. Sa Regional Plan of Action for Nutrition, panalo ang bayan. At sa wastong nutrisyon, ito ang tamang solusyon. Sinabi ni Chief Minister Ibrahim noon at sasabihin niya ngayon, makialam, makiisa, makipagtulungan para sa bayan, para sa kinabukasan. Ito po ang bagong laban ng Bangsamoro. Be reminded, with our unconcern and apathy, nutrition is uncertain. Salamat po sa inyong lahat. Thank you very much. Sukran, magsukul. Salamat po sa mga kasamahan natin sa Regional Nutrition Committee sa kanilang sipag at walang sawang pagtrabaho araw at gabi para po sa kaganapan ng ating nutrisyon, sa lahat ng ating mga champions of nutrition mula barangay hanggang sa ating regional offices. Wafil tawfiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Maraming salamat po, Dr. Cadil Sinolinding Jr., our Regional Program Coordinator of the National Nutrition Council. Para po tayo ay makatulong sa pag-advocate ng ating nutrition, Let us not forget the three-letter E, the triple E: educate, encourage, and engage. Tama ba, Doc? Okay, sige po. So now let's proceed. Let's hear now the message of our Parliament Speaker via virtual, Honorable Attorney Pangalian Ali Balindong.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chief Minister Ahud Balawag Ibrahim Al-Hajj, other members of the Cabinet, the officers and members of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority Parliament, national, regional, and local officials who are listening, our international partners, my fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the National Nutrition Council of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, headed by Dr. Kadil M. Senolindi, for organizing the culminating activity for this Nutrition Month. I am delighted that we have this program because we will be able to synthesize and gauge the knowledge and skills of our stakeholders, which they acquired in the celebration of Nutrition Month. This approach is very welcome because it heightens the level of awareness of our people on the value of health and nutrition, which they can apply in the pursuit of their daily lives. Within the regional government, this activity enables the various ministries to come together and work towards the health and welfare of our people. The Bangsamoro Transition Authority Parliament is with you. Indeed, our activities for the past month have made a great impact on our leaders and motivated them to pursue a sound and comprehensive health and nutrition policy for the long term. I must say that our efforts are unprecedented, and we hope that we will be able to reap its benefits in the near future. Our policies and engagement with our constituents are quite clear. They understood and responded to our message. The national government has been fully supportive of our efforts. We hope that in the succeeding years, we can make a positive turnaround on our regional data on health and nutrition. No more malnourished infants and children, pregnant and lactating women, elderly and persons with health problems. We look forward to the day that our beloved region, the Bangsamoro region, will be a benchmark of other areas for a much improved program on health and nutrition. Inshallah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Maraming salamat po, Honorable Attorney Pangalian Ali Balindong, our Parliament Speaker of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority. And now let's hear the message of our minister to be represented by Dr. Adila Latif, the Chief of Medical Professional Staff of MOH BARMN.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum to everyone. Chief Minister Honorable Ahod Balawag Ibrahim, Executive Director of the National Nutrition Council, Azucena Dayan Hirang, Senior Minister Honorable Abdul Rahuf Makakua, Speaker of the BTA Honorable Attorney Pangalian Ali Balindong, Minister Nagib Sinarimbu, MILG Minister Muhammad Yakub, MAFAR Minister Abu Amri Tadik, MTIT representatives from UN, UNICEF, FAO, and WFP, Dr. Khalid Sinulinding, Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator, NNC, BARM, Minister Attorney Raisa Jajuri, Minister Romeo Sema, MOLE, Bangsamoro Director General Engineer Muhajirin Ali, BPDA Dr. I already mentioned that. I will be reading a message from our Minister of Health, Dr. Vashari Latif. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Every child has a right to optimal cognitive, social, and emotional behavioral development. The cognitive, social, and emotional parts of the brain continue to develop across the lifespan. The first 1,000 days of the life, the time spanning roughly between conception and 1 second birthday, is a unique period of opportunity when the foundations of optimum health, growth, and neurodevelopment across the lifespan are established. While all nutrients are important for the brain development and function, optimal overall brain development depends on providing sufficient quantities of key nutrients during specific sensitive time periods in the first 1,000 days. Poor nutrition early in life has a repercussion beyond an individual child or her family. The effects can also be felt at a societal level, from a less competitive workforce to a higher healthcare cost and greater inequality of opportunity. In many ways, our understanding of lifelong and societal impact of nutrition in the first 1,000 days is still in its infancy. Therefore, the nutrition of our youngest children should not be seen as a simply matter of parental responsibility, but rather a social and economic imperative. Today's babies and toddlers offer a glimpse of what our nation's future holds. They are the Bangsamoro workforce of tomorrow, one that will need to be healthy and highly skilled in order to compete in a global economy, to keep us safe and teach the next generation of children. All of us have a stake in whether the children gets a strong start in life. As a society, when we don't nurse a child's potential in the first 1,000 days, we will all feel the consequences. Many of the issues with which policymakers struggle, from education achievement gaps to higher healthcare costs to deepening disparities, have their roots in how well a child fares during the first 1,000 years of life. Our actions to improve nutrition during the first 1,000 days is critical in ensuring healthier and more prosperous future for all children and for us all. Let's put an end to problems that hinder the optimum development of the Bangsamoro's brilliant minds and highly capable bodies, which are stunting, wasting, struggling with obesity and nutrient deficiency, as well as hunger. Today, we celebrate the culmination of the Nutrition Month with the theme Malnutrition, Patuloy na Laban, First 100 Years, Tutukan. It is a collaborative effort by the stakeholders, the government, NGOs, religious leaders, youth in other sectors in achieving our goals. Only by working together, we can end all forms of malnutrition. So let us scale up the critical action in the first 100 days of life. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, magandang gabi. Atin ang pasadahan ang mga balita sa araw.
Maraming salamat po, Dr. Adila Latif, the Chief of Medical Professional Staff. And now let us hear the message, another message of the MAFAR BARMM, headed by, of course, the Dr. Muhammad Yaqub, to be represented by his Chief of Staff, Ma'am Arfia Ibos.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu, and good morning. Allow me to please read the message of the MAFAR Minister, Dr. Muhammad S. Yaqub. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. My courtesy to our Chief Minister, Ahud Palawag Ibrahim Al-Hads, Senior Minister Abdul Rauf Makakwa, Assistant Secretary of the Health and Executive Director of the National Nutrition Council, Dr. Azucena Dayanghiram, MCH, CESO 3, and to all the ministers, members of the Parliament present in this event, to our dear partners, stakeholders, and the people behind the success of the 47th Nutrition Month 2021. On behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Agrarian Reform, we are continuing to support the health and nutrition of every Bangsamoro. The ministry focuses on food security as a key factor in good nutrition, health, sanitation, and care practices that are prerequisites to progress in a specific region. We are committed to allocating and empowering the farmer and fishing supports, technical and legal assistance, and other services we could offer to the farmers and fisher folk of the Bangsamoro region, since they are the backbone in providing nutritious food and supplements in our table. To the Bangsamoro region, as part of MAFAR, together with our partner ministry, we empower and address the needs of our Bangsamoro people when it comes to health and nutrition. We transpire our cooperation and agenda in helping and providing our ultimate goal in changing the lives of our people for the sustainable realization of a self-reliant, food secure, and resilient Bangsamoro. As we move forward in achieving nutrition towards sustainable development in the region, we at MAFAR would like to express our support to the Nutrition Month celebration with the theme Malnutrition, Patuloy na Labanan, First 1,000 Days, Tutukan. With that, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuhu.
Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat, Chief of Staff of the Minister Dr. Muhammad Yaqub of the MAFOR BARMM. And now let's proceed to another message of support. Let us call the Minister of the Ministry of Labor and Employment and one of the member of the Parliament, Sir MP Romeo K. Sema, for his message of support.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My respect and my courtesy and respect to our beloved Chief Minister Ahud Balawag Ibrahim, to Bapa Speaker Honorable Atty. Pangalayang Balindong, to Senior Minister Honorable Abdurrauf Makakua, Dr. Susana Dayang Hirang, the Assistant Secretary of Health and Executive Director of National Nutrition Council, the Minister of Ministry of Science and MOST, Engineer by Aida Silungan. First, the Ministry of Interior and Local Government, Minister Tony Nagib Sinarimbo, Minister Dr. Basir of Ministry of Health, Minister Muhammad S. Yaqub of Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Agrarian Reform, Ministry of Social Services and Development, Tony Raisa Zuri, of course, my friend, my mentor, Dr. Kadil M. Sinulindi, the Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator, Minister Awamdi Tadik of the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism, Ms. Hattie Tinemen of our representative in the Philippines, Mr. Andrew Morris, Chief UNICEF Mindanao Field Office, Dr. Martin Fareno, Program Policy Officers for World Food Program. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. It is an honor to be one of the speakers to give this year's message of support in the Culmination program of the 47 Nutrition Month. With the team, by working together, we can end all forms of malnutrition. Let us scale up critical actions in the first 1,000 days of life. It is the time of the year again that we are reminded of the importance of one's health. To be aware, conscious, and mindful of the sort of things we are giving our physical and mental faculties that affects our health. As we all know, we are still in the midst of these perilous times. The COVID-19 pandemic, which brought a great impact worldwide in both social and economic system. A lot of trade, industries, and businesses have been paralyzed and forced to close. As such, people have suffered and struggled to survive every day up until now. Some, if not most, have lost their jobs because the companies they are working for can no longer cause to continue the payment of works due to economic crisis brought by these disruptions. Above all, the worst consequences are borne by the most vulnerable ones, especially the people whose livelihood depend solely on the income derived from a day-to-day basis of work. They are deprived of the ability to access resources essential to life, which includes financial resources, quality food, and a job that provides for a stable living. Yet, this is not the right time to feel saddened and depressed by the adversarial situation. We are in, even if we cannot deny the fact that this pandemic aggravated the pre-existing crisis of malnutrition and unemployment, because we are faced with challenges in the forms of food price hikes, unemployment, restricted mobility caused by the community lockdowns, and disruption to health and social services, regardless of whether we are directly affected by the virus. Our nutrition intake will have a detrimental effect on our health if urgent action is not taken to address these hurdles we face in accessing healthy food. But we in the Bangsamoro government will live up to its mandate to help and protect its constituents against this crisis. And in return, coordination and cooperation from the people is necessary to achieve our goals and objectives and attaining economic stability. This Nutrition Month is not just about eating nutritious and healthy food and after celebration. Forget everything we learned. This Nutrition Month serves as a reminder to us all on how we did well from the past and now, and how we could do better this year and for the next coming years. The time to act is now, and we can begin this development and progress by continuing following the basic safety protocols and measures imposed by our health sector, such as the need for social distancing when in the crowd, proper hand washing, and the need for healthy diets, because our body is like a car. It needs the correct fuel to keep going, and if possible, let's have our vaccine so we can be protected from severe symptoms and prevent the spread of the virus. Or else the effect of COVID-19 on malnutrition will be felt for generations to come. And we do not want that to happen. Let this pandemic be a reminder to us all that no matter how strong we think we are not invisible. This is the time when we must learn how to best look after ourselves. The time when we must stay current, vigilant, and protected against a problem we cannot even perceive. The Ministry of Labor and Employment stands with Bangsamoro people to fight against malnutrition and live up to its mission to protect workers, promote their welfare, and safeguard their rights. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Maraming salamat, Honorable Minister Romeo K. Sema. And to represent our good minister of the MILG BARMM, let us hear the video message of Director Khalid Dumagay of MILG BARMM.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Our Senior Minister Abdul Rauf E. Makapua, Ministers, Head of Agencies and Offices, officials and members of Regional Nutrition Committee, fellow public servant, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In behalf of my principal, Attorney Nagib G. Sinarimbo, Minister of the Ministry of the Interior and Local Government, allow me to congratulate each and every one of us for the success of the 47th Nutrition Month celebration in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. With a theme of, by working together, we can end all forms of malnutrition. Let us scale up critical action in the first 1,000 days of life. The month-long activities and with the untiring efforts of all of us, we are assured that we have educated our people of the importance of nutrition in preparing the next generation to have a better foundation in becoming a productive members of the Bangsamoro community. As Vice Chairman of the RNC or the Regional Nutrition Council, the MILG would like to assure each and every one of us of our continuing commitment in making our collective dreams a reality. For this year and the years ahead, we will continue to capacitate our local government unit and empower the community to ensure that appropriate systems and processes and conducive environment are in place so that every newborn child are assured of their basic rights, such as equality, protection, survival and development, participation. The MILG will continue to implement appropriate and responsive program to improve the nutritional situation in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. And among our responsive program or related program are Tahara or our capacity building for solid waste management. The local council for the protection of children, capacity development intervention to ensure that the share from the local revenue intended for our children are implemented effectively and efficiently. We also have our Child-Friendly Local Governance Award, wherein we will continue to encourage our local government unit in making or innovating practices to improve their delivery of services, particularly for women and children. And in addition, we have our improvement of local facilities program to provide our frontliners, the workers, such as you, in making sure that you have a proper environment in proper working environment in providing the needed frontline services to our constituent, particularly our women and children. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Director Khalid Dumagay. And of course, alam po natin ang MILG ang number one partner po ng NNC BARM para sugpuin ang malnutrisyon. And now let's hear another support message from the Ministry of Social Welfare and Development. Let's watch the video message of Attorney Raisa Jajuri, the Minister of the MSSD BARM.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. As we close the 47th National Nutrition Month, we congratulate the National Nutrition Council for leading the activities that highlight the importance of good nutrition for our pregnant and lactating mothers and children for their first 1,000 days. Indeed, we need to make sure that the foundation of good health is built from the time of conception up to the age of 2, and with the same commitment, ensure that the child is continuously provided with good nutrition until adulthood. This should be one of the main strategies in building a human capital that will help us rebuild the Bangsamoro. As we all know, as we started establishing the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, we were hit by the pandemic, as was the rest of the world. This has posed so many challenges to us individually, at the level of our families, our communities, and our nascent and struggling region. Despite these challenges, we in the Ministry of Social Services and Development, under our mandate and with our various promotive and protective social welfare programs, remain committed to ensuring that we provide our children with proper nutrition. We herein mention the nationally funded programs that we implement in the Bangsamoro, the Supplementary Feeding Program, and the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program, as banner programs that promote nutrition for children in daycare centers and those enrolled in elementary and high schools. The Bangsamoro government has to invest in good nutrition of children, and we propose that for next year, the ministry be allowed to provide all barangays in the Bangsamoro region with the proper equipment and materials in monitoring the weight and height of children, to conduct massive information dissemination on proper health and nutrition, including the reproduction of IEC materials, and run an online forum and radio program dedicated to the issue of nutrition in the Bangsamoro. As we end the Nutrition Month, we again thank the National Nutrition Council of the Bangsamoro region, ably led by its regional coordinator, Dr. Kadil Jojo Linolinding and Sinolinding, and all the members of the council in the region for forging and continuously campaigning for good nutrition for our children in the Bangsamoro. We also use this time as government agencies to reflect on what else we can do and what else we can do more to prevent and arrest undernutrition and malnutrition. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Maraming salamat, MP Attorney Raisa Jajuri. Isa din sa mga partner, no? Isa sa mga partner ng NNC BARM, and we would like to acknowledge the very active RNC focal of MSSD BARM, Ma'am Wahida Ginomla Bansuan. Ma'am Wahida, ayan, from MSSD. And now let us hear watch another message of support from the Bangsamoro Development, or BPDA, Bangsamoro Planning Development Authority, headed by Bangsamoro Director General Engineer Muhajirin T. Ali.
A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. My courtesies to BARM Chief Minister Ahud Balawag Ibrahim, to Senior Minister Abdul Rauf Makakua, ministers and heads of the ministries, offices, and agencies, National Nutrition Council BARM Program Coordinator Dr. Kadil Jojo Sinulinding, members of the Regional Nutrition Committee, our fellow Bangsamoro, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, and good morning. The month of July has come to its end, and the 2021 National Nutrition Month celebration, bearing the theme Malnutrition, Patuloy na Labanan, first 1,000 days, Tutukan. Culminates but does not mean that we should stop our campaign and advocacies for nutrition. Awareness and good practices has only strengthened, and we will continue our support to fight malnutrition, especially among our children in the Bangsamoro. The 2021 Nutrition Month campaign aimed at increasing the understanding of the first 1,000 days of life and the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition (PPAN) as overall framework, provides for collaboration among various stakeholders for scaled-up interventions to fight malnutrition. Moreover, it facilitated interaction among stakeholders to act for a better nutrition and sustain its impact. To realize this, we shall continue implementing all nutrition-related programs and come up with better initiatives for the Bangsamoro despite the pandemic and other hurdles we might face. Let us work together to fight malnutrition in all corners of Barm and achieve the Bangsamoro government's overall goal of uplifting the lives of the Bangsamoro people through moral governance, and the development goal, ensure access to and delivery of quality services for human capital development. On behalf of the BPDA, as member of the Regional Nutrition Committee, RNC, I extend our warmest congratulations to all its members for the successful conduct of the month-long celebration. And let me end with a prayer for each Bangsamoro to have a healthy, peaceful, and meaningful life. Again, Happy Nutrition Month to all. Sukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. And now let us watch another video message from the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism. Let's watch Minister Abu Amri Tadik for his video message.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My courtesies to BARM, Chief Minister Honorable Ahod Balawag Ibrahim, Executive Director of National Nutrition Council, Azizuna Kim Dayang Hirang, Senior Minister and Regional Nutrition Committee Chairperson Honorable Abdurrahman Makakua, Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator of the National Nutrition Committee, BARM, Dr. Kader Sinalending Jr., Food and Agricultural Organization, the United Nations representative in the Philippines, Ms. Cathy Taninin, fellow ministers, partners, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning. Today marks the culmination of the 47th Nutrition Month with the theme Nutrition Patuloy na Labanan, first 1,000 days Tutukan. Nutrition Month is an annual campaign held every July to create greater awareness on the importance of nutrition as provided under Presidential Decree 491 for the Nutrition Act of the Philippines. The first 1,000 days of life is considered as the golden window of opportunity where health, nutrition, and development foundation are established. Good nutrition can help maximize a child's ability to grow, learn, and develop, which profoundly affects his or her health and well-being later on in adulthood. With the regulated movement COVID-19 has explicit implication on nutrition, food security, and food system. The rapid spread of the disease to strict community quarantine measures and imposed lockdown, resulting in a significant economic slowdown. The Ministry of Trade, Investments and Tourism, as a primary government agency implementing initiatives on trade, investment, and tourism, has a vision. A vision for everyone to enjoy the benefits of inclusive and resilient economic development for the Bangsamoro. We join and support our Regional Nutrition Committee in the fight against malnutrition in the Bangsamoro region. We urge the local business sector to socially responsible and implement fair pricing, especially basic commodities in on time of the pandemic. Nutrition should remain the top priority alongside other essential services for malnutritionally vulnerable members of society. With the recently concluded celebration of the Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise Week with the theme Go, Grow, and Glow for resiliency, development, and sustainability, we encourage and support our MES, especially those involved in the food sector, to market products that has an impact on nutrition. We will continue to support in promoting healthy nutrition as you play your vital role in hosting immunity and resistance to diseases or COVID-19. Rest assured that the Ministry supports the National Nutrition Council as your call to address malnutrition in the country, which is expected to worsen as a result of pandemic and limited resources for nutrition. By working together, we can end all forms of malnutrition. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Maraming salamat din po, Minister Tadik, at sama-sama po tayong sugpuin ang malnutrisyon. And now let's proceed to the support messages of our international or development partners. Let's begin with the video message of, I don't know kung makorek ko yung pag-pronounce nito, no? Yung name niya. For the FAO representative in the Philippines, or UN FAO, Ms. Katatananan. Let's watch this. Yeah.
Chief Minister, Honorable Ahod Balawag Ibrahim, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Minister Honorable Mohager Iqbal, Ministry of Basic, Higher and Technical Education. Senior Minister Honorable Abdul Rauf Makakua, Office of the Chief Minister, Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources and Energy, and RNC Chairperson. Parliament Speaker, Honorable Ati Bangalian Ali Balingdong, Bangsamoro Transition Authority. Minister Ati Naguib Sinarimbo, Ministry of the Interior and Local Government. Minister Dr. Basari Latif, Ministry of Health. Minister Muhammad Yaakob, Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Agrarian Reform. Minister Ati Raisa Jajuri, Ministry of Social Services and Development. Minister Romeo Semo, Ministry of Labor and Employment. Bangsamoro Director General, Engr Mohajirin Ali, Bangsamoro Planning and Development Authority. Minister Abu Amri Tadik, Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism. Ms. Achusena Dayang Hirang, Assistant Secretary of Health and Executive Director, National Nutrition Council. Dr. Kadil Sinolingding, Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator. Mr. Andrew Morris, Chief, UNICEF Mindanao Field Office. Dr. Martin Pareño, Program Policy Officer, World Food Program. Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Magandang umaga. Greetings of peace. I'm honored and grateful to join you all here today as we hold the 47th Nutrition Month culmination activity. Before anything else, I would like to congratulate the BAM leadership headed by Honorable Chief Minister Ahod Balawag Ibrahim and the BAM National Nutrition Council led by Dr. Kadil Sinolingding for the efforts and unwavering support towards fighting malnutrition in the region. For so many years, the people of Bangsamoro region have been challenged by persistent malnutrition. According to the 2015 National Nutrition Survey by the Food and Nutrition Research Institute, the region has the highest prevalence of stunting in the country at 44.9%, up from 42.6% just 2 years ago. Relatedly, the region continues to suffer from chronic malnutrition with a prevalence rate of 45.2% in 2015. The recent UN Food Systems Summit National Dialogue, organized by the Department of Agriculture a few weeks ago, provided relevant insights for us to reflect on the challenges as well as opportunities for transforming the country's food systems to make them more responsive, sustainable, and resilient. One of the most pressing issues identified by the multi-sectoral stakeholders at the National Dialogue is on Action 1, ensuring access to safe and nutritious food for all. In particular, FAO recognizes the importance of fighting malnutrition in the early years of life, or the first 1,000 days. Accelerating the improvement of people's nutritional status requires investments in nutrition-critical interventions, as well as the adaptation of a multi-sectoral approach and participation of relevant government agencies at all levels. To this end, FAO is currently providing technical support to the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, and Agrarian Reform of BAM, particularly in building the capacities of local officials on nutrition-sensitive programming, with the objective of addressing the underlying causes of malnutrition in the region. With the participation of most BAM ministries in the technical working group on nutrition-sensitive interventions in BAM, we commend the efforts of NNC BAM and MAFAR to ensure that nutrition is mainstreamed across various sectors, such as agriculture, health, water, sanitation and hygiene, social protection and education. The efforts to revitalize agriculture and transform the country's agri-food systems represent a key opportunity for the Philippines to achieve healthy diets and improve the nutrition status of its citizens, and ultimately contribute to meeting its obligations to the Sustainable Development Agenda 2030 and the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly SDG 2 to end hunger, and achieve food security and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. Our call to action to enhance nutrition for all Filipinos does not end with the culmination of the Nutrition Month. In fact, our event today symbolizes our continued collective efforts to address the challenges of nutrition and ensuring the sustainability of our agri-food systems, especially for the sake of the future generations. Again, my sincere congratulations to NNC BARM for the successful program that you have initiated and continue to implement. Rest assured that FAO will be beside you in your noble mission of achieving a healthy, productive, and dignified Bangsamoro. Maraming salamat po, and I wish you all a pleasant day ahead.
Maraming salamat, or thank you very much, Ms. Tananan. And now let's proceed to the message of Mr. Andrew Morris, the Chief UNICEF Mindanao Field Office, live via Zoom.
Thank you very much and good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. I am here in Cotabato and I would like to have joined you just around the corner, but I'm just waiting for a visitor and I couldn't get out of that meeting. So my apologies for not being there face to face. Well, first of all, thank you to the Regional Nutrition Committee for bringing us all together around this very, very important topic that in many ways is talking about the future of the Bangsamoro region. In investing in malnutrition is really investing in the region's future. We've just heard from a number of speakers about the importance of optimum early childhood development and chronic malnutrition and stunting and more acute malnutrition, underweight and wasting. Those are indicators that something is not quite right for the youngest children. If we want and achieve early childhood development, optimum early childhood development, the nutrition indicators will be very, very good. So these are indicators that something is not quite right for the youngest children. And we heard from a number of speakers just now, and I'm so happy all the different aspects were raised. We heard about the issue of brain development. So if children are malnourished, it has impact on the brain development, which has impact on their futures. It will deny many of those children the possibility and the right to achieve their full potential. And as Minister Raisa said, it's about a human capital, because those children, young children, in a flash become young adults and enter the workforce. And therefore, when we talk about malnutrition, it's not just an issue that's vague and complicated and multi-sectoral. It's a real issue showing that there's a problem for development of the future generation of Bangsamoro region. We know all the data. We have the data. Everybody in this forum knows that nearly 1 out of every 2 children is chronically malnourished in the Bangsamoro region. 1 out of 2. So we know it. The question is, what now is the region going to do about it? I don't think, and UNICEF doesn't think, that we can risk the next 2 generations of young children missing out on their full potential and the region delaying the day when it really, really is on par with the rest of the Philippines, and can not only say it's achieving children's rights, helping them to achieve their full potential, but also will say, yes, we are investing, and we are investing in our human capital for the future. Many countries around the world, many countries, and most of the countries in the Asian and Pacific region, they realize that if they want to move from a low middle income country situation to an upper middle income country situation, they need to invest in human capital. They all realize and begin and have begun investing in the early years. Korea, Thailand, Malaysia, all of those countries. Everybody knows this around the world. So it's not new. We've been talking about the new knowledge and the link between early childhood development, malnutrition indicators as an expression of early childhood development for a number of years now. So I know that this is not new. The question is what's going to be done about this. The fact that there are so many ministries represented here by ministers or their representatives, it means that the region recognizes that this is a multi-sectoral issue. This is not a problem for one sector. This is not a health issue. This is not one sector. It's not a food issue. So there's an important role for everybody to play in combating malnutrition and ensuring the best development for the youngest children. But I'm not sure that all of the various partners, ministries, yes, everybody knows that it's a problem, but does everybody really understand where to invest as a priority? What the contribution is, for example, of ending open defecation to reduce diarrhea, which is one of the major contributing factors to under 5 malnutrition. We have provinces who are investing heavily now in ending open defecation. Maguindanao province, 16 municipalities. Maguindanao is going crazy at the moment to end open defecation with great success. Now, I think they know that is linked to reducing diarrheal disease among children, linked to malnutrition. There may be other reasons why it's important, but that's one where ending open defecation, you can directly link to a major cause of malnutrition. Vaccination, expanding vaccination programs, especially measles, because measles causes children to lose weight, and in a population which is already malnourished, that has serious consequences and risks to children's lives, actually. So there are many things that need to be done. There are strong linkages between those actions and reducing malnutrition. It's all making a contribution. Does everybody really know and understand what needs to be done and why? The Regional Nutrition Committee can have a strong role in making sure that people are aware. The role of LGUs, MILG, LGUs. LGUs are at the forefront of this. They're at the interface with communities. And to be honest, some of the most important action to reduce malnutrition are in the home. It's decisions taken by families. What to feed their children, whether to breastfeed, when a child is sick, whether to seek treatment from the health care worker or not, how to manage diarrhea at home. There are so many decisions taken by parents in the home. So the malnutrition is not only going to be addressed by improving food availability and services for health care, unless families themselves know and understand and start applying the very positive practices. So do the LGUs all know where to invest for the best early childhood development, which will make the best contribution to reducing malnutrition? And then importantly, everybody's doing their budget submissions, of course, we know that. They're presenting their budget soon, and then they will learn whether the budgets are approved or cut back. You know, the budget review committees in the cabinet, later in the parliament, you know, just realize that this is important for early childhood development, and if there are budget submissions, try to let them go through. Maybe it's very easy to say, well, there's no budget. The data is there from all around the world. Investing $1 in the youngest age of children gives you at least a 20 times return. It's a better public investment than building a bridge. And the data's there worldwide from the World Bank and other partners. So I think I think now is really the time that really there should be prioritization for reducing malnutrition, and that's not just the vague issue malnutrition. It's really about the youngest children, and as we've heard from successive speakers, so important from the future. I know that the development partners, the international, the national development partners, including UNICEF, will really continue and increase support to the Bangsamoro people for this. And I say people because this is not just a government issue. There's a lot of actions needed by families and others and private sector, the media. They can all play a role. This is not just something that government can solve, but government needs to take the leadership and encourage everybody and all of us, even as UNICEF, an external agency partner of the government, challenge us in terms of our support, challenge us for our knowledge from around the world to help you. That's what we will do. And we're having a little review of UNICEF programs in the Philippines at the moment, including our work here, how best we support Bangsamoro. And absolutely, you can be sure that nutrition, reducing and ending malnutrition is being elevated to a highest priority for us. So thank you very much for the opportunity to say a few words. Thank you again to the Regional Nutrition Committee, and hello to all our governments and other partners that I haven't got time to name. So thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maurice. And the bottom line is, inshallah, we will work hand in hand to fight malnutrition, especially our development partners. We always saw, or we are always looking forward for our partnerships. And now let's proceed to another message. Let's watch the video message of Dr. Martin Pareño, the Program Policy Officer of the World Food Program.
Greetings from the World Food Program Philippines. We cannot overemphasize the importance of good nutrition as a foundation of well-rounded and globally competitive human capital. And for a region that continually strives to improve the quality of life of its people, your effort is not wasted, and we already saw a lot of good outcomes in the recent years. And let's continue to do that, to do what is effective until we see major success in the end. The World Food Program, together with the United Nations team, are behind your back to help you out along the way. And to do that, we need to redefine our work, scale up what we've found effective, and upgrade the steering wheel to drive us to a better and smoother direction. And as I always mentioned, the road to good health and nutrition of our children is not always easy or straightforward. But one thing is for sure, that we must stay in the course, remain steady, and be sure about it. Congratulations to the BARM Regional Nutrition Committee led by Dr. Jojo Sanilinding and the rest of the team, and looking forward for more engagement. Happy Nutrition Month, everyone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Martin Pareño, Program Policy Officer of the World Food Program. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's proceed to the presentation and awarding ceremonies of the winners ng ating TikTok challenge, no, sa ating different schools. And Of course, Ma'am Giselle Ali, the Health and Nutrition Chief, Division of the Ministry of Basic, Higher, and Technical Education, is not around, but of course, to be represented by Ma'am Noraida Pavilion, the School-Based Feeding Program Coordinator of the MBHT, para po sa ating awarding. Ayan. And Ma'am Noraida, we are requesting all the, si Ma'am MP Silongan, si Sir MP Romeo Sema, and of course our MAFA representative, Chief of Staff. Nandyan pa ba siya? Si Ma'am Arfia? Ayan, si Sir na lang. And of course, si Dr. Kadil Sinulinding, our Regional Program Coordinator ng NNC. Pero mamaya na lang po, sir, ipapakita po muna natin yung ating presentation for the videos, no? Yung ating mga participants. Yes po. So, sige po.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My courtesy and respect to our Chief Minister, Honorable Ahud Palawag Ibrahim, to all the ministers and member of the Parliament, head of offices in attendance, to the NNC BARM, headed by Dr. Kadil Sinulinding, to the RNC focals of the different ministry, to the MBHTE Schools Division Superintendents, school heads, nurse in charge, teachers and students who are present today, and also to our division personnel who joined with us through online. Good morning and assalamu alaikum. So in behalf of our chief in the Health and Nutrition Unit, Giselle Amira Ali, I am honored to present and award the prizes of the winning contestants for our online activities conducted from the academic sectors for the celebration of the 2021 47th Nutrition Month with the theme Malnutrtion, Patuloy na Labanan, First 1,000 Days Tutukan. So before we will award the prizes to the winning contestant, let me first read the criteria and present the video of the entries of the schools on the different online activities. So for the online nutrition quiz B, joined by its representative from the 11th division, both from elementary and secondary schools, that was administered through online quiz application. And then the online poster making contest, we have the criteria of judging for the winning contest. 40% for the creativity and uniqueness, 40% for the relevance of the theme, 20% appeal to the viewers. All entries were posted on the FB account of the Ministry of Basic, Higher, and Technical Education for the viewers to like. So one like reactions to the entry of your choice is equivalent to 1 voting point. And then for the cooking contest, we have the online cooking contest criteria. We have 15% for the visual appeal, 15% originality and creativity, 30% for the affordability and availability, 15% relevance to the theme, and 10% viewers impact, a total of 100%. So I will present now the video presentation of the online contest conducted by the Health and Nutrition Unit.
A, and potassium. Haluin, talabukin. Napapagdudulan ng bahagya.
Heat the frying pan. Heat the cooking oil in a pan. Be sure to spread it evenly. Saute the ginger.
Then slice natin sa mga i-mince natin yung garlic.
Yes, last na po yung ating Nutri Quiz B. So that's all. So now we will award all the winners. So may I call on Dr. Sinulinding and the two MPs who are present with us today to award the prizes of the winners. So the winners will receive their medals, cash prizes, certificates to the winning contestants, to the schools division office, to the school heads, coaches, and also IEC materials from the UNICEF, no, na magagamit po ng ating mga schools. So when I call the name of the winning contestant, please go up on stage together with their SDS, kung kasama po yung ating mga schools division superintendent, kung kasama po si school head, si nurse in charge, and si coaches, umakyat po tayo sa taas, no, to receive our prizes. So first to award are the winners for the online Nutri Quiz B, elementary category. So we have the third place from the division of Lanao del Sur 1, school from Lilod Raya Pilot Elementary School, no other than City Ayesa M. Mangako, gathering an score of 13,461 points. So, any representative from LDS 1? Any representative? Wala. Next, we have the second place from Maguindanao 2 Division, Brose Central School of Peace, no other than John Miguel M. Ocal, garnering a score of 14,071 points. Nandito po sila, nandun. From Maguindanao 2 Division. Kasama na kayo doon mag-picture taking. Congratulations. So our first place elementary category Nutri Quiz B goes to Cotabato City Division from Cerro Central Elementary School, Doria Maulid Abdul Nasser, gathering a score of 14,660 points. Okay po, ma'am. Yung mother na lang po ang aakyat. Kasama po ang ating mga coaches. Yes, nandito po ang ating nurse in charge. Yes po, ma'am. The principal. Congratulations, ma'am. Okay, for the winners for the online Nutri Quiz B secondary level, so we have the third place from Cotabato City Division, from Cotabato City National High School Main Campus, Hena S. Barsibal. Congratulations. For the second place, from Lamitan Division, Claret School of Lamitan, no other than John Paul M. Feliciano, but they are not around, sir. And also from Basilan, our first placer. First place, Basilan from Concepcion National High School, Nino O. Guerrero. So ipapadala na lang po namin sa inyo yung inyong mga certificates and medals and cash prizes. So for the poster making contest elementary category, we have the third place from Lamitan Central Elementary School. Yes, wala rin sila. And then the second place from Cotabato City Division. Nandito yung ating entry for the poster making contest. From Cotabato City Division, Justine Andrea V. Robles. Second place, poster making contest, elementary category. So may I call on the contestants together with the principal, school, their nurse in charge. The teacher. The mother. Okay. So our first place for the poster making elementary category, we have from Lombaka Ingod Elementary School from Lanao del Sur 2, Hamdani M. Talib. All forces po ang ating LDS 2 division. Mashallah. Okay. So next will be the poster making contest secondary category. We have the third place from Datu Paglas National High School, Maguindanao 1 Division. Any representative from Maguindanao 1? Nandito po ba ang ating Maguindanao 1 Division? Nandito yung ating contestant from Maguindanao 1 Division. Ay, wala. So we will proceed to our second place from Lamita National High School. Ipapadala na rin po natin itong kanilang prizes kasi wala po sila. And then for our first place, we have from LDS 2, Madamba National High School, Nabil Hassan. So nandito po ba yung ating LDS 2 contestant and so all fours pa rin po sila ang ating LDS 2 from the superintendent down sa kanyang students, sa ating contestant. Congratulations. So our last category, the cooking contest. So our third winner, no, for the cooking contest is from Cotabato City National High School, Cotabato City Division, Faisal Sainal, and also to her coach Harmy D. Gulon. Nandito po ba yung ating coach and the contestant? So sila po yung ating third place sa cooking contest category. Group Faisal and Harmy Digilon. So second place for the cooking contest, we have from Raja Muda National High School from SGA, Special Geographic Area, Pahmiya Abdul Gani with her coach Eda Hussain. So together with Pahmiya are the advisor, the nurse in charge, the SGA nurse in charge, Rakma Manampan, their coach, Eda Hussain. And finally, the first place for the e-cooking contest from Mindanao Autonomous College Foundation Incorporated Senior High School Department, Lamitan Division, Rose Ann Tag at Fernando, and her coach, Jason General Jacinto, from Lamitan Division po. So, we will, we will proceed now with our next event. Okay na po, sir. Thank you, Doc. Sir, ma'am, thank you. Reminders lang po sandali, yung ating IEC materials ng ating mga winners, pakikuha lang po sa harap. And also, ma'am, pwede po tayo magpa-picture later kasi nakikita po tayo sa ating live FB. Thank you po. So,
okay, baka pwede po muna tayong umupo ulit. Hindi pa po natatapos yung ating program. Ayan, we are requesting everyone to please umupo muna tayo, no? And Alhamdulillah, we congratulate all the winners. And napaka-supportive ng kanilang mga schools division heads, no, na nandirito ngayon. All the way from Lanao del Sur, from, of course, Brose Elementary School. And again, baka pwede umupo muna tayo, ma'am. Hindi pa po natatapos yung ating program. Sige po. So, balik muna tayo sa ating mga upuan. Okay? Okay na? Ayan, ang HNU. Baka pwede muna tayong umupo. Ayan. Ayan. Sa lahat ng ating mga winners na mga iba't ibang categories, no, ng ating pa-contest, ang nag-spearhead po ay isa sa mga membro ng TWG ng RNC, of course, ang MBHTE, ang HNU Division, at iba't ibang schools po yung mga representatives at mga participants, no, ng ating mga different categories ng ating pa-contest in line with the celebration of the 47th National Nutrition Month. And now let's proceed. Let's hear the closing message of our active minister as well, member of the Parliament, Minister Engineer Aida Silongan of the Ministry of Science and Technology.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My courtesies and respect to our beloved Chief Minister, Honorable Ahod Alhaj Murad Ibrahim, to our BTA Parliament Speaker, Attorney Pangalian Balindong, and other members of the Parliament, to Dr. Asusina Dayang Hirang, Assistant Secretary of Health and Executive Director of NNC. To our Senior Minister Abdurrauf Makakwa, to MBHT Minister Mohagir Iqbal, to Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator, Dr. Kadel Jojo Sinulinding, my brother, the Minister of Mole, Dato Romeo K. Sema, Minister Bashari Latif, Minister Muhammad Yaacob, Minister Attorney Raisa Jadsuri, Minister Attorney Najib Sinarimbo, Minister Abu Amri Taddik, the Director General of the BPDA, Engineer Muhajirin Ali, the Regional Nutrition Council officials and focal persons, the representatives from UNFAO, Ms. Cathy Tanninen, the representative from UNICEF, Sir Andrew Mores, representative from World Food Program, Dr. Martin Pareño, the partner LGUs, who are the champions of the nutrition, all nutrition implementers, participants to the regional contest. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a pleasant noon to each and everyone. It is with great pleasure to finally wrap this successful celebration of the 47th Nutrition Month with the theme Malnutrition, Patuloy na Labanan. First 1,000 days Tutukan. Ladies and gentlemen, as the world celebrate Nutrition Month, in this time of pandemic and crisis, we would like to salute everyone in our efforts to work on the objectives of helping BARM communities in increasing awareness and understanding strategies in continuing action to address malnutrition amidst pandemic. I would like also to highlight that according to the research in the fields of neuroscience, biology, and early childhood development provides powerful insights into how nutrition, relationship, and environment in the first 1,000 days between women's pregnancy and the child's second birthday shape future outcomes. Studies also show that countries that fail to invest in the well-being of women and children in the first 1,000 days lost billions of money to lower economic productivity and higher health costs. This is why several of the world's leading economies have called for greater investment in the nutrition and well-being of mothers, babies, and toddlers as a way to create brighter and more prosperous futures for us all. With that, with the Ministry of Science and Technology, together with its partners and stakeholders, have declared the call to action that by working together, we can end all forms of malnutrition. We will scale up critical actions in the first 1,000 days to strengthen support for children, parents, and families during this vulnerable period. We will continue to strive in science research and development to support the call to end malnutrition. We have already come up with the ideas and proposals that would benefit the community in achieving healthier body and mind. We also like to commend the National Nutrition Council BARM through Regional Nutrition Committee headed by my classmate, Dr. Jojo Sinolinding, for a job well done, in which they provided all stakeholders with a time-bound opportunity to strengthen joint efforts and achieve a healthier and more sustainable future. Therefore, investing in nutrition promotion prevails as powerful instrument to build a productive and prosperous nation. Again, ladies and gentlemen, all our messages of support entails responsibilities. Responsibility to raise awareness on the importance of the first 1,000 days to both mother and child in combating malnutrition. We must work hand in hand and ensure that there will be no more children, mothers, and families suffering hunger and malnutrition. Let us take the significance on the real essence of this Nutrition Month, and that is to build a healthy, well-nourished, and progressive community for all. I am extending our gratitude to all the actors of this program for the 1 month-long program, the ministries, the CSOs, the INGOs, especially the LGUs, and the BARM staff, including the Bureau Information Office, who has worked hard to be successful. This program will be successful. Shukran also to the MC and all the partners from the MBHTE who are present now. Maraming salamat sa lahat. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. And congratulations to all the winners.
Maraming salamat po, Minister Engineer Aida Silongan of MOST BARM. At isa din po sila sa membro ng TWG ng Regional Nutrition Committee BARMM. And sa lahat po ng mga dumalo ng ating culmination activity for our 47th National Nutrition Month, maraming salamat po. At hindi lang po dito nagtatapos yung ating laban, no, sa ating malnutrition sa buong Pilipinas dahil araw-araw po ay Nutrition Month. Maraming salamat on behalf of the National Nutrition Council headed by Regional Program Coordinator Dr. Kadil Sinalinding Jr. Kami po ay nagpupugay sa lahat po ng sumuporta ng ating programa for the whole month celebration of the National Nutrition Month. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Okay, announcement. Bago po tayo umalis, mag-group pictorial muna. But by batch na lang, no? Mauna, before magpasada, mauna muna yung mga minister, yung ating mga